You hear absolutely nothing. This is the beginning of Jackson Lake. So I've gone about 7 miles or so. I still got a ways to go to get into the lake, but as you can see, it's raining like heck. It's a good thing it's not cold, because this 20-year-old or 15-year-old windbreaker rain jacket I've got that my mom got Debbie and I one apiece leaks like a sieve. It's so old. Anyway, I'm going to go over there to the right and find the first camp spot. It's only 2 o'clock, but I'm wet. Well, this is the third segment of the river. I just had a great, took my rig all the way down to Alpine. I think it's only 40, 45, 50 miles, something like that. And got 2 rides back. Couldn't have drove it any quicker with all the traffic. So I'm going to go for an hour or so because I am pooped. And call it a day. I was on the water till dark last night because I didn't want to get caught camping in the park. What's great about this is it's worked out where I get on late in the day like this, and all of the day trippers, and there's hundreds of them, are off the river. So I have the river to myself for a good 2-3 hours. But you just can't get any better than that, because at 1 o'clock in the afternoon or 10 o'clock in the morning or 11, I'm telling you, there are scores of boats with 6-8 people in each boat. And you get down here to a couple of the takeouts that I went by and stopped at just to make sure I knew what I was doing. There are hundreds of people and dozens of buses picking them up. So I can't wait, even though it's been beautiful and it's been a good first 4 days, I can't wait to get out of the park. I'm sick of the motorcycles, I'm sick of the traffic, but all in all, it was a great way to start this trip. Well, here is my 4th night. Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night. I'm not going to put the tent up, although I'm going to let it dry out. The clouds are a little threatening, but I think it's going to clear off. I'm close to what they call South Park. By noon tomorrow, I'll be out of here and way down the river, and I'll bet I get to Alpine, which is the beginning of Palisades Reservoir, tomorrow afternoon. Now, I don't think there's any question about it. I'll be on Palisades tomorrow night. If not, it'll be Sunday by noon. You can see the clouds are threatening, but that's okay. It hasn't rained yet today. It hasn't rained since Tuesday, and I don't think it's going to. Anyway, long day. Every day's been long. This is the beginning of what they call the Snake River Canyon, I believe, which goes all the way to Palisades Reservoir, which is only 20 miles or so, 25 miles. It's one of the most scenic parts of the river. Nothing compared to the Hell's Canyon, but there's a couple class 3s in here, but 1,000 people go through them every day. I wish that I got my GoPro hooked up, but I just haven't had the patience or been in the frame of mind to get it out and look at it. It's probably not charged anyway. I'll take the time at Palisades since I've been on the river 5 days. And I don't have much to do to get my gear squared away. I've been doing a good job of that. But I'm getting in sync. When I get to Palisades, I will have probably gone 150 miles, which isn't too bad for the first 5 days. Might even be a little longer than that, I don't know. But I have not had any issues, no shuttle problems, no hitchhiking problems. I've gotten a ride every time, and I think that will continue. And I'll have to be a little smarter and a little wiser. I get out into Idaho, out in the desert, I could stand for days if I don't think ahead a little bit. You can immediately see the change in the terrain and the environment. There won't be too many more root balls and down trees and log jams, which has been prevalent ever since I got on the river. Just left it. I never did once make a mistake of getting in the wrong channel. Doesn't mean anything, but I only got hung up twice on a couple sandbars or gravel bars, and that was only because I wasn't paying attention. Even though I enjoyed that last 2 days, this is more my kind of float. This is what I really like. It will not be alone by any means. I'll see 5,643 people between here and the takeout above Palisades Reservoir, and probably 1,400 boats. But Jackson Hole is one of the most sought after destinations in the world, and you can see that by all of the tourists and the Japanese and the Chinese. 20 years ago you probably never saw a Chinese here from China, a tourist, but now they're prevalent. I'm probably going to find out this iPhone does as good as that GoPro does if I ever get it charged up and figure out how you operate the damn thing. Can't be too difficult. They've sold millions of them. I don't know if you can see him or not, but there's a bald eagle right there. Hello? Lots of guides in this part of the river. Probably hundreds and hundreds of them put out every day. Well, this is a little bit more like it for me. Relax a little bit more. Don't have to be on the oars all the time worrying about a gravel bar or a root ball or a huge log jam. I got the GoPro out, but it's more than I can handle without any instructions, obviously. I'm hoping to find somebody, I'll give them 50 bucks and they can teach me how to work the damn thing rather than go online and try to do that. And I'll find somebody or I'll do it. But anyway, in the meantime, the iPhone will suffice if I have as much money in the iPhone as I do the GoPro. Should be able to see it here. I got my umbrella up. Got a little bit too much sun here in the last couple days, and it's got to me a little bit. So I went to all the trouble to buy it, find it, make it work. Almost fell out of the boat. So we're probably halfway to Alpine, which I know I'll make today, no doubt about it, which gives me an extra day in my plans, even though I'm a week behind. So this should all work out real well here in the next couple days to get across Palisades Reservoir. We should be coming up here pretty close to the mouth of Palisades Reservoir. I just went through about a good mile of rapids that nobody told me about. Not bad, but continual, stressful. I don't know if you can see that little opening up there, but there's no way this boat could come through there. You wouldn't think the Snake River would have something like that. But this boat does not do well in hydraulics at all. Had a little incident a while ago that I got caught in some hydraulics, and I'm lucky I didn't get flipped. But if I stay out away from the bank where the hydraulics are, I'll be fine. So another hour, I should be at the car, the Class B, and I'll probably take a little break and get the kayak stuff ready and get the ice chest packed and spend some time online. And I don't know if I'll spend the night there, which I think I will. I'm tired. And nobody bother me. Shouldn't be too much traffic noise. Get up early, go up to the other end of Palisades, which is about 28 miles, and start hitchhiking back. Well, that's where I got to go, where that bridge is. Fortunately, I've rode in the wind before, and a hell of a lot further than that, so I will make it. One thing I have learned is, you know, the harder you row and the longer you row, you will get there. It looks like this storm is going to pass us around to the right here, so that's going to help. So it's been a long day, but a successful day. Very successful, actually. Well, I got lucky again. A couple with their 2 kids picked me up 20 miles down the reservoir, and I didn't have to wait long. So here I am, kayaks all ready to go. This is Alpine, pretty little town, and I plan on spending the night on the reservoir since I'm getting started late. It's not noon yet, but a little bit of a trying situation on a couple things. The rig's not running real well, and the guys were up late last night partying, and so anyway. Here I am, headed out of the mouth here at Palisades Reservoir. This is pretty too. No question about it. Few people water skiing here, paddle boarding, camping. Not as many people as you would think, though. And dogs barking. And motorcycles. They're all headed to Sturgis. That's why there's so many of them right now. Doing their sightseeing before they get there and you can see here it's a little smoky. Today must be a fire someplace, obviously. I'm going to get done quicker today than I thought I was. I'm not going to spend the night on the reservoir. There's no reason to. So I do pretty good, at least 2 to 3 miles an hour here. I've stuck with it pretty good. Pretty good shape, by golly, to be able to do this right off the bat, let alone spend 2 or 3 weeks getting in shape. So I'm eating a lot of protein bars, drinking a lot of protein drink, drinking a lot of water, eating good. Didn't sleep too good last night, like I said, because of the bachelor party boys. All the guides from Lewis and Clark, or a bunch of them. So anyway, I am going to take about an hour to get up there to the ramp where the car is and get ready to put the boat in down at the base of the dam. Here I am at the base of Palisades Dam, and I am unloaded, about ready to put the kayak back on and head to Idaho Falls. And it's already 11:30, so I probably won't put on the river tonight, unless I get lucky and get back in a couple hours, which I could. I've had good luck so far. So had to wait a couple hours for all the guides to get out of the way. I didn't want to hold them up. So I've got about 50-60 miles to go to Idaho Falls, which is obviously not a big deal. It should be a good couple days. Well, I've made it back. It's about 4 o'clock, 4:30, not bad. I'll put it in my journal. Hell of an interesting trip to Idaho Falls and back, I can tell you. Wind is blowing downriver. It's supposed to rain some more. I'm ready for it. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on the river. I'll find me a place here in an hour or two and hope it doesn't rain by the time I get set up. Fortunately, it's not cold. Back on the water. Doesn't take me but 5 minutes to lose the stress and the anxiety of having to do the shuttle myself and get back, and worried about my boat blowing away and somebody stealing it. But once again, this is the 5th section I've done, and it's gone absolutely perfect, as I will relate in my little journal. I don't know if this storm is going to swing around and miss me, but I'm ready for it. I'm all geared up. I wish now I'd have bought my rain hat that I bought in Nova Scotia years ago. And Debbie and I were back there. When I first got into kayaking, I still have it. Be nice, all weatherproof and waterproof, but I didn't bring it. I don't know why, but I didn't. Once again, it worked out. It's a little after 4, I believe, and there's nobody on the water. They've all put in, all the guides, 2 day trippers. They're all gone, probably home by now. We're close to it, and there's just nobody on the water. All I've got is the traffic on the road, and that's pretty much what it is around here for a while. The road parallels the water. There's nothing you can do about it. is an area known as the Falls. I spent last Sunday night here. This is where I saw the mama moose and the baby moose over on the island. And the papa moose wouldn't let me in the van for at least a half an hour. But the falls are up here. You'll see them here in a minute. There they are. I don't know why it was so dark, but it was. Anyway, there they are. They're pretty. There's like 30 people standing up there looking at them. I don't know if they're from Germany or Japan or China or where, but pretty. This does not want to quit raining. This looks like a picture from the Amazon or something. There's all the tourists. Four o'clock, 4:30, 5:30 I think. So I've been on the water, no, it's 8 o'clock. I've been on the water 4 hours and I've come a long ways. Water's really moving. I tried to fish, but I can't fish and row and take care of business too. It's almost impossible. So much for the fishing. Maybe I will under other circumstances. But I've stopped here. It's pretty, very pretty. Nobody on the river. They all took out back up at the South Fork Lodge, which is a really nice lodge, famous. So here's my, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's only my seventh night on the river, and I would say I've done real well, considering some of the challenges. Believe me, and there are some. Had a hell of a day in Idaho Falls, but it all worked out perfect, as I will put in my journal. Unbelievable, actually. I'm going to back up here in my tent, and you'll be able to see my view this evening before I go to sleep. It's probably going to rain again. But there it is, every night. except the nights I don't put the tent up. But this is pretty nice. I get through this canyon in a few more situations, and then I'll be out in the desert in Idaho, going from, once I get to American Falls, get through there in the next couple days. I'll be out in the desert. There won't be much going on. We're not far from where the Henry Fork comes in to the South Fork, and as I've said before, that's where it becomes the main snake. I've done very well, no issues. There's some irrigation channels that a guy really has to be careful of or he could get in trouble, but they told me about them. It's going to rain again. As you can see, it's a little dark, and it's coming from that way. I don't know if it's a squall, a storm, or what it is, but I'm ready for it. So I should be at the van, I'll bet you, by 2 o'clock, if not before. I can't see it taking longer than 3 hours, but it could. I just don't see it. So I'm going to have a good trip on this section from the looks of things. And then it's on, I believe, to Shelby, I believe it is, which is north of Blackfoot. And I should be able to kayak all the way to American Falls Dam, which has got to be at least 100 and some miles. Here's the Clark's Fork
I
coming
said
in.
the Clark's Fork, but I meant the
So
Henry
long
Fork.
ways. I still got a couple hours to go. Obviously I'm not going to get there by 2 or even 4, but I think I'll be there by 6. But that's all right. But this is cool. I'd like to float that river too one of these days. That's not very long though. We're going to get another hell of a rainstorm. I had a flash flood warning. I sure don't need to worry about that out here. But it's going to just downpour again. Coming from about 3 different directions. So it will be a long next 2 hours. Because I can tell you a couple hours ago it rained for about 3 hours straight, and it rained hard. Here I am at the Robertson Road takeout where I left my van yesterday at about 2 o'clock. I have gone a lot of miles in the last day. I've been on the river almost 12 hours. Nothing else to do. I did fish a little bit, but didn't enjoy it. It was raining so hard, and hard to do by yourself. But here I am, by golly. So that puts me to within about 10 miles of Idaho Falls, because there's 3 or 4 electrical generation dams that I am not going to mess with. So I am going to take a day off and get squared away and do some things.
I keep saying Shelby, but I mean
head to
Kelly.
Shelby tomorrow, which is north of Blackfoot, and I think I can kayak all the way to American Falls. And I'm not quite sure how far that is. I'm going to guess somewhere around 70, 80 miles, maybe even 100. So anyway, another successful segment. No events, lots of eagles, lots of moose, lots of rain, but thank God it's warm.